But the everything exchange is real. A large and vibrant spot crypto market, futures market, perpetuals market, crypto options market, growing our equities business. We've added prediction markets and are seeing that as a big driver of new clients on the platform. Over the next month, actually, we'll be adding equity perps to our international derivatives offering. We'll be rolling out equity options in the next quarter as well. The goal is not to list every single thing in the everything exchange, is to really be everything that's relevant to our customers.
Why the jump from Goldman to Coinbase?
One of my great mentors growing up in the industry always told me that everything new and cool that happens in the world needs to come through the world of finance. And I truly believe that, And when I think about what we're doing at Coinbase, we're building the future of finance. And so you and I are not in our 20s anymore. To be able to build it all over again and do it better is very intrinsically, purposeful for me. I was just excited about building it over again, moving things on chain, building things to be 24/7, really trying to push the industry that way. And the moment now was really because crypto and moving things on chain is no longer, a phase. It's, part of the world economy and the way we do things. And so it just felt like a point of inflection where the work I was going to be doing, particularly in markets, is going to be really purposeful.
How would you assess the maturity of the crypto derivatives market?
I think of the retail clients as the OGs, right? They're actually quite advanced in their trading of crypto derivatives. We see that on our Coinbase Derivatives Exchange. They love to trade nano. We see it in our international markets. The retail trader has adopted and loves perps and other futures and derivatives contracts. The professional customer as well, particularly I think of them as our market making customers, whether they are crypto native market makers or the traditional market makers that we've seen in multi-asset classes around the world. They all have fairly established and evolved market making strategies in the crypto space. So I think of them as quite deep in this space in sort of the traditional retail meets market maker matchup. The institutional space is really interesting. We definitely have found that the conversation has shifted from what is crypto to more, how do I include crypto in my asset allocation strategy? I really do think options are a game changer. They're all sort of making crypto part of that asset allocation strategy, but when you can actually have options as part of that, then you can do the things we know and love from options. You can have yield strategies where you can overwrite your Bitcoin and ETH positions and collect yield against them. You can put collars on rather large positions so that you can hold these as part of your asset allocation strategy and have, downside protection and things like that. So I think the growth of derivatives and institutional derivatives really allows institutions to hold and stay holding, more consistent crypto in their portfolios. The other thing that we're finding for particular institutional customers is that having a product offering like the maturity of Coinbase Prime, where you can actually get what, if you're familiar with a traditional prime brokerage model, you can go to one place, you can get financing, borrow, custody, the ability to use your crypto assets and your stablecoin assets to work for you in your trading is really a package that we're finding is very sticky and provides really the full bundle for our customers in a way that we think Coinbase is, uniquely suited to do.
What have you learned while running a 24/7 market?
Coinbase Derivatives Exchange launched 24/7 trading about a year ago. And the first thing we learned is it's been wildly successful. Our market share in Coinbase Derivatives Exchange has quadrupled over the past year. We've hit records on top of records, trading, $5 billion a day fairly routinely in January and February of this year. There's clearly a demand, and people are excited for the product. We probably trade 25% of our volume or so in what I think of as outside of the 9 to 5, a little bit more of that in the evenings than the weekends. But the weekend volume and the weekend liquidity is really important when people want to trade, and particularly now crypto and the ability to trade crypto 24/7, whether it's in derivatives or spot format, really becomes a vehicle to trade when there's kind of nothing else trading. The other thing we found is our market making community and the liquidity provider community has shown up. Nearly every single one of our main liquidity partners also trades on the weekend, and so the liquidity is there. And so it's really been a success and driven a lot of, incremental volume and share to CDE. Do I think there's risks? Is it hype? Of course there's risks, but that's never should stop progress, right? I mean, we've seen healthy functioning markets over the weekend. We've shown it over the past year. And so, we just have to work together as a industry to keep pushing the boundaries, because that's clearly what the customers want.
What is Coinbase's plan with Darabit?
We're super excited about Deribit. It's such a unique asset. Last year, we traded $3 trillion of options notional on Deribit. Throughout this year, we're really bringing together our international exchange and Deribit into a single common global derivatives exchange. We want to bring options to the U.S. We've done so through the over-the-counter format already, but we really would love to explore ways to actually let U.S. customers have access to crypto options at scale in the way that our international customers have through Darabit. And then we're also really excited to have, a combined international derivatives exchange that gives you perps and options all together in one. And we'll continue to list more assets on that. So as I mentioned, in addition to crypto options and perps, we're listing equity, perpetuals on that exchange in March, and I think we'll continue to add the products and asset classes that our customers are excited about.
What do you see as your biggest competition?
We'll have competitors in the TradFi and the DeFi world. I think in the TradFi world, particularly banks, we see as also potentially customers in the crypto as a service sort of offering, as they have more ability to trade, particularly spot crypto, which is what we're really seeing the initial demand be. We have the ability to actually be the infrastructure for them. And so while there will be areas in which we will compete, we actually also believe that the crypto as a service offering that we've built is something that they'll need from a technology and infrastructure perspective in order to grow their businesses. So, it's sort of co-opetition in some ways. And in the traditional crypto space, we really feel like we lean on that bundle of having the full prime offering and the full trading package together for our clients. And so while we'll have competitors, we sort of tend to have them a bit more in each of the individual products and really bringing it together as a single bundle under Coinbase Prime. And Coinbase Trading is how we feel like we win.